Dead by Daylight has one of the most interesting cast of characters in gaming today. Every survivor has their own personality, their own past, and their own reasons for ending up inside the entity's realm. But before they were repairing motors and running from killers, they all had lives of their own. Some were ordinary people with everyday jobs, others were athletes, musicians, investigators, or even scholars from centuries ago. Some were taken completely by chance, and others unknowingly chased the very mystery that would lead them into the fog. So, have you ever wondered what your favourite survivor was like before they became trapped inside the endless trials? I'm Shane C613, and in today's video, we're taking a quick, brief look at every original Dead by Daylight survivor before the fog. I'll give you a brief look at who they are. We're going to assign them a title based on their lore. We're going to touch on what defined them and how their journey eventually brought them face to face with the entity. So, whether you're looking to learn more about the lore of the game, find a survivor whose story you can connect with personally, or maybe even decide who you want to main next, this video has you covered. I also just want to note here that unlike licensed characters, you can unlock every survivor that's going to be discussed in this video for free using iridescent shards, and unlicensed survivors and characters in general for killers as well generally do tend to get more cosmetics that you can customize your character with in game, and you can get them for free too, in most cases. So in my opinion, if you're starting off with Dead by Daylight, an unlicensed character is absolutely the way to go if you're looking for your first main to dress up and run around fixing motors with. But with that being said, let's take a little bit of fucking travelling back through time before the campfire, before the motors, before the killers, and before the fog. So starting us off, we have Dwight Fairfield, the awkward office worker, is what we'll deem him as. Dwight was a shy, anxious, and constantly overlooked person. Throughout school and into adulthood, he struggled with confidence and found himself becoming the target of workplace bullying. During a mandatory company retreat, he drank a little too much after trying to fit in and wandered away from the camp. When he woke up, all of his co-workers were gone, and as he searched the woods, a strange black fog rolled in, and Dweety Boy disappeared forever. So, Dwight's core team is an insecure nobody forced to become a leader. Next up, we have Meg Thomas, who we will deem the selfless athlete. Meg was a naturally gifted runner with the potential for a professional athletic career. However, when her mother unfortunately became seriously ill, Meg put her own dreams aside and on hold to care for her mother. Running became an escape for her and from the pressures of everyday life. And after visiting her mother in hospital one evening, she went for her usual run, but this time through the woods, where the mysterious fog consumed her. So Meg's core themes are sacrifice, determination, and perseverance. Next up, we have Claudette Morel, the brilliant botanist, is what we'll deem her as. Quiet and introverted, Claudette found comfort in books and nature rather than people. She developed a passion for biology and medicinal plants, eventually studying them at university. While investigating reports of a rare species deep within a forest, she wandered a little too far. The woods felt silent as an unnatural fog surrounded her, and she was never seen again. So Claudette's core themes are intelligence, curiosity, and compassion. Next up, we have Jake Park, who we will deem the runaway heir. Born into an incredibly wealthy family, Jake's father expected him to take over the family business. Instead, Jake rejected the life planned for him and disappeared into the wilderness, teaching himself to survive entirely on his own. During one of his solo camping trips, a strange fog settled over the forest. Even with all his survival skills, Jake couldn't find his way back this time. So Jake's core themes are independence and self-reliance. Next up, we have Nia Carlson, the rebellious graffiti artist, is what we'll deem her as. Grown up in Sweden, Nia refused to conform to society's expectations. She embraced street art, skateboarding, and the underground graffiti scene, using her artwork to challenge authority. One night, while exploring abandoned buildings in search of the perfect canvas for her next art project, a thick black fog crept through the halls, and Nia vanished without a trace. So Nia's core themes are freedom, rebellion, and individuality. Next up, we have Ace Visconti, the lucky gambler. And if you see an ace in your trial, you know you're not in for a good time. Ace spent his life travelling the world as a charming gambler, relying on wit, confidence, and an unbelievable streak of luck to stay one step ahead of debt collectors and angry casino owners. His fortune seemed endless until one final trip ended in mystery. During a late night journey through a remote mountain road, the fog appeared, and even Ace's luck could not save him. So his core team is luck eventually runs out. Next up, we have Fang Min, the esports champion, who arguably has like probably the best cosmetics in the game. I'd say Fang was one of the world's greatest professional gamers, achieving fame at a young age through relentless dedication. But behind all the trophies and championships, she suffered from exhaustion, loneliness, and immense pressure to remain the best. After another sleepless night of practice, she left her apartment for some fresh air. Instead, she walked straight into the fog. So, Fang's core team is the success at the cost of happiness. Next up, we have David King, Deadat, the fearless brawler. David grew up solving problems with his fists. After being expelled from school, he drifted through life as a rugby player, pub fighter, and debt collector, earning a reputation for never backing down from a fight. One night, after accepting an invitation for an underground brawl, David entered the arena, but instead found himself swallowed by the fog before the fight could even begin, and Deadad could not fucking save him that time. So his core team is strength, hiding, vulnerability. Next up, we have Kate Denson, the traveling musician. Kate grew up in the American countryside with a love for music and storytelling. As her popularity grew, she left home to travel the country, performing at festivals and local venues. During her travels, she began noticing strange patches of black fog following her from town to town. After one performance, the fog eventually caught up on her and she disappeared into the night. And Kate's core themes are hope, kindness, and following your dreams. An interesting fact about Kate, all of her teachable in-game perks are named after songs that she wrote. Windows of Opportunity and Boil Over are all the names of Kate Denson songs. Next up we have Adam Francis, who we will deem the devoted teacher. Originally from Jamaica, man, Adam moved to Japan to pursue a career as a teacher, believing education could genuinely change lives. During a devastating train crash, Adam stayed behind to help rescue one of his students instead of escaping himself. Before he could reach safety, a bomba clap mysterious fog surrounded the wreckage, and Adam was never seen again. So Adam's core themes are selflessness and responsibility. Next up, we have Jeff Johansson, who we're going to deem the gentle artist. Jeff was a talented artist with a passionate heavy metal fan, blah, 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 who spent years traveling, painting murals, and expressing himself through his artwork. After returning to his hometown, he became intrigued by strange noises coming from an abandoned warehouse. Hoping to investigate, Jeff entered the building alone, and the only thing waiting inside was the fog. So Jeff's core themes are creativity, loyalty, and quiet strength. Next up, we have Jane Romero, the television icon, is what we're going to name her as. Jane overcame a difficult childhood to become one of the world's most recognizable television hosts. While millions admired her confidence on screen, behind the camera she struggled with loneliness, constant pressure, and demands of fame. After an emotionally draining day at work, Jane crashed her car during a storm, and as she stepped out to seek help, the black fog rolled in, and she was never seen again from there. So Jane's core team is public success hiding private struggles. Next up, we have Yui Kimura, who we're going to deem the fearless biker. Yui grew up refusing to let anyone tell her what she could or couldn't do. She earned a reputation in Japan's underground street racing scene, breaking stereotypes and proving she could compete with the very best. After surviving a near fatal motorcycle crash, she returned to racing stronger than ever. However, one night while riding alone through the mountains, an unnatural black fog swallowed both the road and Yui without a trace. So, Yui's core themes are determination, resilience, and defying expectations. Next up, we have Serena Kassir, who we're going to deem the investigative journalist. Serena dedicated her career to exposing corruption and uncovering stories that others were too afraid to tell. Despite constant warnings to leave dangerous investigations alone, she refused to back down if it meant revealing the truth. While following the trail of a mysterious disappearance, she ventured too far into an isolated location where the black fog claimed her. So Zarina's core themes are courage, truth, and perseverance. Next up, we have Felix Richter, the brilliant architect. And I'm actually surprised by Felix's lore. I would not have named him an architect. I don't know. Comment down below if you'd feel the same way. But Felix was a world-renowned architect whose perfect life was overshadowed by one mystery: the unexplained disappearance of his father years earlier. After discovering clues hidden among his father's old projects, Felix travelled to investigate an abandoned estate connected to his family's past. There, he encountered the same mysterious fog that had taken his father, and he disappeared into the entity's realm. So, Felix's core themes are family, obsession, and unanswered questions. Next up, we have Elodie Rakoto, who we will deem the paranormal explorer. After her parents vanished during an expedition when she was a child, Elodie devoted her life to solving supernatural mysteries. Wealth allowed her to fund expeditions across the globe, investigating ancient ruins, forgotten legends, and unexplained phenomena. Her search eventually led her to a place where myth became reality as the black fog consumed her during one final investigation. So Elodie's core themes are curiosity, adventure, and uncovering the unknown. Next up, we have Yun-Jin Lee, the ambitious producer. Yun-Jin built her career through relentless ambition, eventually becoming the manager of rising K-pop star Ji Woon Hak, aka the Trickster. Even as disturbing warning signs began to emerge about his violent behaviour, she chose to protect his career rather than expose the truth, believing success justified the risk. Her ambition ultimately led her into the fog alongside the very monster that she helped create. So Yun-Jin's core theme is ambition at any cost. Next up, we have Mikaela Reed, who we will deem the modern witch. Mikaela grew up captivated by ghost stories, folklore, and the tales of magic. As an adult, she became a horror author. Sorry, I'm Irish, it's a bit difficult to say that together. While continuing to study witchcraft and pagan traditions. During a Samayan celebration, she performed a ritual unlike any she'd attempted before. Whether through magic or coincidence, she happened to open the doorway that allowed the mysterious fog to claim her. So Mikaela's core themes are curiosity, magic, and the supernatural. Next up, we have Jonah Vasquez, the haunted codebreaker is what we're going to deem him as. Jonah was a mathematical prodigy. He was recruited to work in military intelligence, where his extraordinary talent for solving complex equations helped predict global conflicts. Eventually, he realised his work had indirectly contributed to countless deaths, and seeking redemption, Jonah travelled to South America to investigate strange anomalies connected with his calculations. Instead of finding answers, he found the fog. So Jonah's core themes are guilt, redemption, and seeking the truth. Next up, we have Haddie Kaur, the paranormal investigator, is what we'll deem her as. Haddie spent her childhood plagued by vivid supernatural visions that few people believed. Rather running from them, she embraced the unknown, becoming a well-known paranormal investigator and online content creator. She travelled the world documenting haunted locations and unexplained events until one investigation became all too real, leading her directly into the fog. So Hattie's core team is facing fear instead of running from it. Next up, we have Vittorio Toscano, who we will deem the wandering scholar. Born in medieval Italy, Vittorio dedicated his life to studying history, languages, and ancient knowledge. His endless curiosity led him to investigate forbidden texts and forgotten rituals, eventually bringing him into contact with forces far beyond human understanding. Trapped between worlds for centuries, Vittorio spent generations learning everything he could about the entity before finally becoming one of its survivors. So Vittorio's core themes are knowledge, curiosity, and endurance. Next up we have Thalita Lyra, who we will deem the optimistic inventor. After losing their parents at a young age, Thalita and her younger brother Renato were forced to rely on each other more than ever. While Renato saw excitement through freerunning, Thalita found joy in creating and designing kites, eventually turning her passion into a successful business actually. Despite life's hardships, she remained positive and always looked out for her brother. During a trip together, the pair became separated by a mysterious black fog, disappearing from the world that they both knew. So Talita's core themes are family, optimism, and creativity. Next up we have Renato Lyra. The fearless freerunner is what we'll deem him as. Growing up alongside his older sister Thalita, Renato developed a love for adventure and pushing his limits. His incredible parkour skills earned him a reputation for tackling obstacles others wouldn't dare attempt. Although his carefree attitude often landed him in trouble, he always knew his sister Thalita would be there to support him. While exploring together one day, Renato ran straight into the mysterious fog, unknowingly leading both siblings into the entity's realm. So Renato's core themes are freedom, adventure, and loyalty. Next up we have Gabriel Soma, and I'm very surprised by this one as well. Gabriel was actually a clone, so we're going to theme him the clone searching for purpose. Gabriel wasn't born like everyone else, he was actually created, engineered aboard the colony ship the Varka. Gabriel was one of many cloned workers designed to help humanity expand across the stars. Unlike the others, however, he began questioning who he really was and whether his life had meaning beyond the purpose he was given. When disaster struck the colony, Gabriel escaped into what he believed was freedom, only to find himself stepping inside the entity's realm instead. So Gabriel's core themes are identity, free will, and discovering your purpose. And unfortunately, with Gabriel came Toba landing, but we won't touch on that now in this video. Next up, we have Sable Ward. The goth drawn to the unknown is what we're going to deem her as. And I am going to insert a clip of Sable venturing into the fog right now. Okay, now we're back. On to Sable's story. Sable always found comfort in places that made everyone else uneasy. Fascinated by horror stories, abandoned buildings, and the paranormal, she embraced the darker side of life rather than fearing it. Alongside her friend Mikaela Reed, she spent years exploring haunted locations and searching for proof that the supernatural truly existed. Eventually, that curiosity led her beneath the town of Greenville in the clip that we just seen, where she willingly followed the mysterious black fog into the darkness. So Sable's core themes are curiosity, courage, and embracing the unknown. Next up, we have Tori Kane, the devoted cultist. Unlike most survivors, Tori spent her entire life actually believing in the entity. Raised within a secretive cult devoted to the mysterious force behind the fog, she grew up studying its rituals and teachings, convinced that one day she would stand before it. An interesting fact about Tori is she actually wanted to come into the fog as a killer rather than a survivor, but the entity had other plans. Rather than fearing the fog, though, yeah, she actually welcomed it. When it finally appeared, she stepped forward willingly, believing she had fulfilled her life's purpose. So Tori's core themes are faith, obsession, and devotion. Next up, we have V, V Bunjak, who we're going to deem the fearless rescuer. V dedicated her life to helping others, volunteering in disaster relief and emergency rescue operations whenever she was needed. She was calm under pressure and driven by an unwavering sense of duty. She repeatedly put herself in harm's way to save complete strangers. During one rescue mission, as chaos unfolded around her, a strange black fog rolled in through the disaster zone. Refusing to abandon those still trapped, V pressed forward and disappeared into the entity's realm. So V's core themes are selflessness, courage, and sacrificing yourself for others. Next up, we have Orla Rose, the compassionate healer, is what we'll deem her as. Orla Rose devoted her life to caring for others, earning a reputation for putting the well being of strangers before her own. Driven by empathy and an unshakable belief that every life was worth saving, she never hesitated to step into dangerous situations if it meant helping someone in need. But while answering one final call for help, a mysterious black fog descended around her. Determined to keep searching for those she could still save, Orla walked forward and was never seen again. So Orla's core themes are compassion, hope, and selfless devotion to others. Next up, we have Kwon Tae Young, who we're going to deem the determined competitor. A highly driven young man whose life revolved around discipline, ambition, and constantly proving himself. Kwon pushed himself to be the best at everything he pursued, refusing to accept failure or mediocrity. His relentless pursuit of success eventually placed him in the path of the entity, where his determination became another powerful emotion for the fog to feed on. So Kwon's core themes are ambition, discipline, and perseverance. Next up, we have Shane Wigwas. And lastly, Shane Wigwas. We are going to deem him the defender seeking redemption. Shane was a dedicated defense attorney from Glass River Forest Nation. He built his career around helping people who had nowhere else to turn. He believed justice wasn't simply about punishment, but uncovering the truth and restoring balance. That belief was put to the ultimate test when his cousin Derek was accused of murder after claiming a mysterious black fog had been responsible. Unable to prove Derek's innocence, Shane was haunted by his failure, and determined to uncover the truth behind the impossible story, he began investigating the fog himself. His search eventually led him face to face with the entity, disappearing into the very mystery he had set out to solve. So Shane's core themes are justice, redemption, and the pursuit of truth. So yeah, gamers, that has been all of the original cast of Dead by Daylight, all survivors stories kind of explained and touched on. What's interesting about Dead by Daylight's original survivors is that almost none were like heroes. They were teachers, artists, musicians, journalists, athletes, gamblers, and ordinary people living ordinary lives. The entity didn't choose them because they were all powerful. It chose them because of their hopes, fears, regrets, and determination. That's what made them the perfect fuel. Every survivor had a life before the campfire, and every one of them lost it when the fog came. I hope this video did teach you something that you didn't know previously about the survivors. I know there is a lot of saturation on platforms when it comes to this type of content, but again, as I said in my previous video, I just wanted to give it my own mark. If you did enjoy the video, please go ahead and smash that like button. And if you want to get notified when I post next, feel free to go down and hit that sub button. We are currently going for 500 subscribers, so any support would be absolutely amazing. Both options are totally free and they help the channel grow. But with that being said, I'll do my one final plug. You will catch me live every Tuesday and Sunday at 6 p.m. Irish time on Twitch for chill Dead by Daylight games. We welcome survivors of all skill levels to join us, and we don't take it all that seriously, and we have fun with it. My only rule for joining is to be nice to all gamers no matter the situation. But yeah, that's me signing off for now, guys. Thank you all very much for watching, and if you learned something new from the video, or want to add anything in that I may have missed, which is very fucking possible, please leave a comment down below. But yes, have a great day, gamers, and I will see y'all in the fog. Bye bye.